All right, what's up, guys? Coach Nate here from West Virginia.
And Coach Colt from Joliet, Montana.
We're going to walk you through what's been my number one shoulder developer. The purpose of this exercise is to develop all three heads of the deltoids.
Yeah, even though the front deltoids are involved, the focus should be on the side delts and the rear deltoids. Front delts are involved, side and rear delts are committed. It's just like when you eat bacon and eggs. The chicken was involved, but the pig was committed. Extra emphasis on the side and rear deltoids. Usually underdeveloped and more challenging to directly isolate than the front deltoids. That's why we're trying to put our emphasis there.
Yeah, so for weight selection, you're going to start with about 2 times as much as what you normally curl. That's going to give you a good ballpark. For example, I usually curl about 35 pounds for 12 reps. So what I'll do, I'll double that. I get 70, and that's about where I'm at, is 70 pounds for 12 reps on my seated shoulder press.
The deltoids are critical to develop no matter what kind of competitive physique you are going for. I don't care if it's bikini, figure, women's bodybuilding, men's physique, or in Nate's case, bodybuilding. For us, all 3 of the relaxed poses in the symmetry round you see him doing highlight properly balanced shoulder proportions. On the back double biceps pose, you can clearly see all 3 heads of the deltoids displayed from top to bottom.
For your form, you're going to be seated on a bench. What this is going to do, it's going to take the core out and allow you to focus and isolate your deltoids. I have personally built most of my shoulder mass with this exercise, this and lateral raises.
Yeah, between those 2, you're pretty much set. Most of my shoulder mass has actually come from behind the neck presses, and so has most of my neck pain and my back pain. So if I could go back and do it all over again, dumbbell shoulder presses for the win, for sure.
Yeah, behind the neck presses can be great if you have the right mobility for them, and they can give you a great bang for the buck. But the seated dumbbell press is going to give you a very similar stimulation without the extra pains that come with the behind the neck press. What sitting does in this is it's going to really take the guesswork out of everything, so you're not turning it into a push press. If you're standing, it's really easy to turn it into a push press. The littlest extra movement can turn this into a push press, and then before you know it, you're cheating on the exercise and not isolating your deltoids to the full extent you could be. When it comes to back support on this, it's kind of up to your choice. Me personally, I find back support to be helpful because, one, I like to go really heavy on these. I'll go into the 80s and 90s on these in my off season, and I have a little bit longer of a torso, so it allows me to really keep my core out of the movement enough, and also just like get that extra weight on my delts that I wouldn't be able to do without the back support, because my core would be the limiting factor there.
See, I have longer legs and a little bit shorter of a torso, and so I actually find it counterproductive personally to use a back support. I don't feel the same activation within the smaller stabilizing muscles, which is most of what your side delts and rear delts are made up of, is slow twitch muscle fibers, stabilizing muscles. And so I don't feel like I'm using them to their full potential. And there's also too much front delt activation when I do it that way. But here again, you got to figure out what works best for you. So I recommend, just going back to Nate's point again, try it with a back support and without a back support. And you should feel it on the sides of your shoulders and on the backs of your shoulders if you're doing it right.
All right, cool. Yeah, absolutely. To your point, I mean, you should definitely try them both. Different people are going to find that different variations are going to be better for them. So definitely give both a try and see what works better for you. Now, when it comes to depth, once again, it's going to be your choice. Me personally, I like to stop at parallel. So I come down to about 90 degrees and stop right there. What that does for me is it's going to give me a really good isometric contraction on my delts at the bottom. And then it's also going to keep my traps out of the movement, which I really don't need to be training more traps.
Yeah, your traps do not need to be any bigger at all. That's a very, very good idea. Thank you for that. Both of us are genetically gifted in the traps. So I go below parallel, actually, and I emphasize the last syllable. Is that okay? Is that how you guys say it in West Virginia? We emphasize the second parallel. First syllable, I mean. Okay, so I get a deeper stretch when I go down to where they actually touch my chest, the dumbbells, that is. And I get a deeper stretch, especially in the front deltoid, because we are working the front deltoids too. I also get more explosive power this way, kind of like a bench press. Oh, also, you'll notice that Nate is converging, and so the dumbbells are almost touching each other when they go up to the top. I don't like to do it that way. I like to keep them straight up and down pretty strict because I lose muscle tension when I bring the dumbbells too close together to where like they're going to touch at the top. Here again, try going straight up and down like you see me doing, and try converging just a little bit, but don't cheat. You don't want to lose muscle tension at the top. Make sure if you do that you come right back down, which leads us right into tempo.
For tempo, we want to be slow and controlled. That means 1 second on the way up and 3 seconds on the way down. As you're contracting on the way up, you want to exhale. And then as you're lowering the weight down and you're eccentric, you want to inhale.
That's how you do it. That's pretty much all you need to know for dumbbell shoulder presses, y'all. Thanks for joining Nate and I on this one. Make sure that you follow Coach Nate. He is a retired U.S. veteran, 8 weeks out from the WNBF Granite State Open in New Hampshire, beating Crohn's at the same time with the Lion Diet. Make sure you're following him on the gram and keep it subscribed to this channel because you're going to see a lot more of this guy coming up. God bless, and we'll catch you on the next workout.
See you later.